Welcome. In a world that often feels fractured and fast-moving, we gather here to remember something ancient and vital, our bond with the earth. Ecotherapy is not just a modality. It is a return to the living web that sustains us. Through this journey, we will explore its roots, its science, its practices, and its profound potential to heal both people and planet. Ecotherapy is the intentional use of nature to support healing, psychologically, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It is based on the principle that human well-being is deeply connected to the well-being of the earth. Unlike simply spending time outdoors, ecotherapy is relational. It asks us to listen, to feel, and to participate in the natural world as sacred kin, not as scenery. At its core, it is a remembering of what we already know in our bones, that nature is not outside of us. We are nature. Long before the term ecotherapy was coined, the earth was revered as medicine. In Celtic traditions, specific trees were considered guardians of the spirit world. In ancient Greece, temples of healing were built in sacred groves. The Aboriginal Dreamtime describes the land as alive with ancestral presence. These traditions viewed the earth not as inert matter, but as a sentient spiritual force. Colonization, industrialization, and modernity have severed many from these traditions, but they live on, quietly, powerfully, in those who still listen to the wind and walk with reverence. Modern science is catching up to what wisdom keepers have long known. Time in nature lowers cortisol, the stress hormone, and increases serotonin and dopamine, neurochemicals tied to joy and resilience. Soil contains a bacterium, Mycobacterium vaccae, which acts like a natural antidepressant. Trees release phytoncides and terpenes, which boost our immune function. Exposure to fractals in nature, patterns repeated in leaves, coastlines, and rivers, can reduce stress by up to 60%. Even our brain waves shift in forests. Alpha rhythms increase, bringing calm, clarity, and creativity. Ecotherapy comes in many forms. There is nature-based counseling, where traditional therapy is held outdoors. Horticultural therapy, which uses gardening for emotional restoration. Wilderness therapy supports growth through immersion in wild landscapes. Animal-assisted therapy fosters healing through connection with other species. And beyond all, there is a metaphysical layer, where nature becomes a mirror for the soul, guiding us through archetype, symbol, and synchrony. You don't need credentials to begin. Start with presence. Walk barefoot and feel the earth beneath you. Sit by a tree and simply listen. Immerse your senses, smell the soil, watch the leaves dance. Practice grounding meditations outdoors. Journal in response to what you feel in nature's presence. Create personal rituals in rhythm with the seasons. These small acts are not just restful, they are radical. They tell your nervous system, you are safe, you are connected, you belong. For practitioners, therapists, healers, guides, ecotherapy can be a transformative tool. Use natural metaphors to reframe emotional challenges. The storm as grief, the budding flower as resilience. Hold sessions outdoors when possible. Let nature participate. Learn from indigenous models of land-based healing. Approach trauma-informed nature. Immersion with sensitivity. Recognizing that for some, nature may carry ancestral or lived experiences of displacement. In all, let the land lead. Ecotherapy is not only about individuals, it is about systems. Urban green spaces are often unequally distributed, contributing to health disparities. Ecological grief and climate anxiety are rising, especially among youth. Ecotherapy provides not only relief, but activism. By cultivating reverence, we cultivate protectiveness. Land is not just a resource, it is a relationship. And when we restore that relationship, we restore hope. Some of the most powerful elements of ecotherapy are the hardest to explain. How do you describe the way moss softens grief, or how a bird song lifts a burden you didn't know you were carrying? Western models often require evidence and linear progress, but ecotherapy speaks in sensation, symbol, and subtlety. It asks us to expand our language, our literacy, and our ways of knowing, to include the sacred and the felt. To enter the forest is to enter the soul's cathedral. It is to be held by something vast, ancient, and alive. Ecotherapy is not an escape. It is a return to the soil, to the song of leaves, to the pulse of life that beats beneath our own. Let this journey be your invitation to remember, to reconnect, and to rebel with love for the earth.